And as a preface to these questions, some of these might seem really obvious to some people, and some people will have never heard that answer before. So I think it's really important to, people are coming from all different contexts and backgrounds of education with swimming. So yeah, we want to ask away. So first one, you need a high stroke rate to swim fast. True or false?
False.
And quickly, why?
It's a combination of stroke length and stroke rate. So you can have long strokes and a lower stroke rate if to swim fast as well.
More Ks or time in the pool always equals more speed. Yes or no?
No.
I think we've covered exactly why, but
we would have just negated our whole podcast.
Exactly. Yeah. This is funny as well. Drills are a waste of time for experienced swimmers and triathletes, and thinking with pros like this as well. Rio disagree.
No.
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah, they're not a waste of time. And can sometimes be even more important because it can help them still work on the changes that they need to make.
Kicking is almost irrelevant for triathletes. They should save their legs.
Almost yes. It's like if your legs aren't doing the right thing, it can really throw off the front end. But you don't need to be kicking hard at all to swim well, or you don't need to be kicking a lot. So it's like if your legs are doing the wrong thing, it can completely stuff you up, but it only provides probably 5 to 10% of propulsion for most triathletes, if that. So yeah.
Awesome answer. And I'm really realizing now, reading some of these, that I didn't expect the conversation to necessarily go the way it did, and we've answered some of these. But no, sorry, this is me. So wetsuits fix bad technique, reality or myth?
Myth. Yeah. It can help improve some things, but it's not a magic wand by any stretch.
It's too late to fix your swim if you started as an adult. True or false?
False. Awesome. Obviously you can improve.
You touched on this before, but I'm interested to hear a slight explanation. You should hold the same technique at easy versus threshold efforts. Is that realistic?
Not necessarily, but it can, depending on the person. So yeah. I was just going to say, like, if you look at someone like Katie Ledecky, if she's swimming easy, she's fairly even, she's fairly balanced. When she goes fast, when she's racing, she has more of this sort of gallop stroke. And so some people, like, they'll change their stroke that way, whereas other people are pretty consistent no matter the speed. So it just depends on the person.
I'm curious about, potentially thinking about changing your stroke between pool and open water. Would you, especially when it's a little bit choppy, like, you definitely can find that trying to get on top of the water and over it. And that's okay for triathletes to think about if they experience those conditions.
Yeah, quite often people will be better off with a bit more of that uneven stroke or gallop stroke, where you're sort of quicker on one side, longer on the other side. That tends to lend itself pretty well to open water, especially with a wetsuit, just to help kind of get over the top of the water.
And Dad, chime in with any thoughts you have in these. And I think you were laughing because anytime we do this, Dad hates these kind of questions because every answer, as a good coach would say, well, it depends. But we still want to get some thoughts on it anyway.
I think you're doing a great job, Brenton, because we wouldn't have got past question 3 with me.
Couple more to go. So there is a agreed preferred breath rate and breath per stroke rate. Is that true?
No. No, it depends on the person. Depends what your stroke rate is. Like if you've got a high stroke rate, you could breathe every 3. You'd be getting the same amount of air as someone with a lower stroke rate, breathing every 2. And just depends what you prefer.
Last one, you should never swim with bad form. Is there ever a place for just getting it done, even if it's not pretty?
To a certain extent, yes. But whenever you are really pushing it, your technique will begin to fall apart, but you don't want to continue that for too long and really train that bad habit. But I think it is good to get to that point and be able to push yourself there as it does start to break down, because that's kind of a necessary requirement for people who are looking to compete at a certain level.
Just on that question, I'd love to hear your answer, Brenton. The minute you feel like you've lost form, should you take a break in a training session, give yourself 20 or 30 seconds and then reset and go again?
If it's within an interval, I think, let's say you're doing like a 300 and you're starting to push it, you might start to fall apart halfway through it. Can finish off that interval, try to get back on top of it, try and just make that switch. Maybe you back off the pace a bit. So you don't necessarily have to go, hang on, stop. all right, I can't continue any further, try and just correct it the next stroke or the next lap. But if it's just like repeatedly just falling apart, you're having one of those sessions, then you might just want to change what you're doing